Shalom, and welcome to another episode of the Pure Hebrew Language. My name is Elder Ryan Blob, and in this lesson, we're just going to touch on basically one word in the New Testament, and that's the word occupy. Because right now, we're in the last days, and the thing to do right now is to teach the word. Go out there and teach the word. You got a lot of guys that don't want to go out teaching the word. They want to justify that, to teach the word, you have to be that you have YouTube now and all these different internet services. So basically they're saying that you can use that as a format of pushing the word out, and then that justifies you not going out in the streets, and that's a damn lie, So we're going to deal with this word occupy in the scriptures just to show you that till Yahushua comes back, we're supposed to be out there in the streets, in the lanes and the highways, in the hedges out there teaching his word until the Lord comes back. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to start off in the book of Luke, the 19th chapter and the 11th verse. And this is a parable, by the way, that Yahushua spoke of. And the parable basically, brothers know what a parable is. It's a dark saying, that conveys a message of one thing in like an allegorical sense or in a riddle sense. Like the Lord will tell a story in one way, but it represents something else. So now this book, Luke the 19th chapter, this parable here is dealing with the parable of the talents. Alright, so we're going to get started. This is the book of Luke chapter 19 verse 11. It says, "And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of the Most High should immediately appear." And that's one thing you have to understand. Back then, during the time of the Roman Empire, the people there, the Jews and them, in certain of the disciples, they were waiting for the kingdom of heaven. They knew that the kingdom of heaven was coming, and they thought it was going to come during the time of the Romans, once the Romans went down. So they knew that, that was one of the reasons why Judas Iscariot betrayed the Lord, even though it was prophesied that way, that he had to go that route. But they already had knowledge that once this Roman Empire went down, that they were going to be ruling, because they understood the prophecy in the book of Daniel 7, where there were certain things that were spoken of prophetically in different empires that were going to be set up, and then after those empires fell, the nation of Israel was going to be set back up into power, So now it says, "And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of the Most High should immediately appear. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return." This is Yahushua. The nobleman is Yahushua. He went into a far country to receive a kingdom and to return. So after he suffered the things that he suffered, he went up into the heavens, and right now he's sitting at the right hand of the Most High, waiting until his enemies be made his footstool, and until the kingdom of heaven is passed on unto his hands, so that he can rule. Right? It says, "And he called his 10 servants." Now keep in mind, this number 10 keeps popping up. The 10 servants, you also have the 10 virgins. 5 were foolish, remember, and 5 were wise. So in this parable, it also spoke about 10 servants. "And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds. Now these 10 pounds that he delivered unto them is talking about this knowledge, the truth. Alright, and we're going to show you that. But before we go there, I want to continue on. It says, "And said unto them, Occupy till I come." So Yahushua, who was a certain nobleman that went into a far country to receive a kingdom for himself and to return. So right now he's sitting on the right hand side of the Most High, waiting for the Most High to give him the order to come down here and to gather up his kingdom, which the kingdom is the nation of Israel, and then it also represents an actual kingdom that's going to be placed here on heaven. But it begins first with the nation of Israel. So now I want to take a look at this word occupy in the Blue Letter Bible, the book of Luke 19th chapter and the 13th verse, and we want to take a look at it to see what it says in the Greek. Right? So it says, "And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy." Now, when you go to the word occupy here in the Blue Letter Bible, you have the word there, pragmatiomi. I had mentioned the word pragmatikos, which is a variation of it, but the actual literal word there is pragmatiomi. Alright? And what does the word pragmatiomi means? It says to be occupied in anything, to carry on a business, to carry on the business of a banker or a trader. So Yahushua is the banker, right? And then we're out here being like the traders, you know, like as far as trading the word of the Most High out there to gather the elect, because that's how they're gathered, by the word. Matter of fact, since we're on that, let's go to the book of in the Apocrypha, the book of Baruch, the 4th chapter, and about the 36th, 37th verse. It says this: O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. So that to occupy, right, going back over here, to occupy means to be occupied in anything, to carry on a business, to carry on the business of a banker or a trader. So that's what we're doing out here. We're taking the money of the Lord, which is the word, and we're pushing it out there. And those that are supposed to be gathered with the word, the Most High is gathering them one by one. All right. Now let's go back to the book of matter of fact, before we read on, now let's go back to the book of Luke, the 19th chapter. Let's continue on reading. Let's read that one more time. Luke, the 19th chapter, and the 13th verse. It says, And he called his 10 servants, and delivered them 10 pounds, and said unto them, Occupy till I come. So meaning you're supposed to be working in this truth. Alright? Now we looked up the word in the Blue Letter Bible, and the word there was pragmatiomi, right? But now let's go here to the Hebrew. And in the Hebrew, in the same verse, what do you have there? The word zakarwa. Sakarwa. Now what does the word sakarwa mean? Well, I have here the Ben Yehudi's Pocket English Hebrew English Dictionary, and it says this for the word sakar: trade, business, marketware. To trade, do business, to go around. So now in order for you to do business and to go around, you can't be sitting at home, you know, thinking that just because you're sitting at home putting videos up in your comfortable home that's gonna save you and deliver you. Nah, that's not the move. The move is you have to be out there in the actual streets and the lanes, suffer persecution. How the hell are you gonna become a spectacle unto the world if you're not actually out there physically? All right, because the internet, only so many people are gonna watch that. You know, and really the internet is good when you go out in the streets and you teach the word, and then that way that'll build other brothers' spirits up to go out there and teach also. Did not Paul said that I may provoke to emulation those which are my flesh? See, that's what gives brothers the boldness to go out there and to teach, which is examples. So if you're not out there in the streets and the lanes and the highways and the hedges teaching, then you ain't doing nothing. You're fooling yourself. All right. So now let's go from there. Let's go to the Latin Vulgate. We're just hitting you with a few words. Right here in the Latin Vulgate, what do you have here for the word occupy? Negotiamini. Negotiamini. Which the word negotiamini comes from the word negotiate. Alright, the word negotiate means to do business. And then when you go to the Spanish, in the book of Luke 19:13, the word there is negociad. And then you also have the word negocio, which means business. Alright? So in other words, to occupy means to be doing business. And how do you do business? By going out there and physically trading the word of the Most High to those Israelites that are out there listening, bypassers, so that they can receive the word and in turn be delivered when that time comes. And that their blood can be off your hands. Now this is the online etymology dictionary, and the word occupy. And as you scroll down, the word occupy, circa 1340, to take possession of. Also to take up space or time. Employ someone. From Old French occuper, from Latin occupare. Take over, seize, possess, occupy. From ob, over, plus intensive form of capere, to grasp, seize. So how are we supposed to grasp and seize this thing? By actually being out there in the forefront, teaching the word of the Lord and gathering the people that the Most High once gathered. Those Israelites that the Most High once gathered that are part of the elect. Alright? So now, I wanted to look up another word, but we'll come back to that. So now let's go back to the book, back to the Bible.